And I'd like to invite our first guest of the day. We're grateful that he's been a supporter of Odyssey and in its previous names since the very first edition. And we're proud that he's chosen to spend part of his day here. Please give a warm welcome to our special envoy from StartupDelta, Constantijn van Oranje. Yeah, it really doesn't work when you're in the front row, does it?
Oh, it's over.
Sir, thanks again for joining us. I know it's a commitment. I know you had to drive up here this morning. What I've got on my card here is Constantijn gives a short talk. But what I got from Oranje was, could you please start with some Q&A?
Well, whatever you want.
Whatever you would like to do, sir.
Well, whatever you like.
You were with us the first two editions.
Yep.
And you deliberately didn't come this time because you said, I want to come, or I think you said, I want to come on the Monday because that's that next step. Did you miss it? Did you miss not being here? It's okay to say no.
Well, I missed I've seen now the opening clip, which is always important. No, I think what is really nice about this, and I think it's really important, is the follow-up. I mean, I think what this hackathon is so important for is that we are basically, we have to see this incredible potential of new technologies and new application possibilities. On the other hand, there's still a gap how we actually deploy many of those. And the enthusiasm on one side grows, and then you get the cynics, and they put me in the kind of the blockchain enthusiast box, and I get kind of angry tweets like I'm a stupid idiot supporting a technology that's not going to deliver, and people love that. But I think there's no place for that cynicism. We are at a space where we are trying to bridge between the incredible visions that can't go far enough because we have to force ourselves to think further. And on the other hand, making that happen. And you have to make a first step. So actually, for the first time, I'm also kind of on this side.
Yeah.
So we were supporting one of the challenges because we saw there was this massive problem of how to do really difficult collaborations in the space of nature conservancy. Basically, we have seen a world that species have been in decline. And all the big projects of the World Wildlife Fund, IUCN, and all these have not been able to actually stop the decline. So we still see these species declining, and we're spending billions and billions a year. So there have to be other solutions. And this kind of idea that there are actually solutions out there. You are actually able to bring together ecosystems with a non-kind of corruptible or bureaucratic core, and people working together to actually come with joint solutions. That potential is there. How to get there? Someone like I doesn't know. But we know that there are brains out there that might also not know but have pieces of the puzzle. And this hackathon actually brings those worlds together, and that's why I think it's so incredibly important that it happens.
So if I listen to that, it feels like we're in a pioneering phase, and we're kind of maybe not blind leading the blind, but we're stumbling around a bit, and we don't have a direction necessarily yet. But I think since the very first hackathon, that's now getting clearer. We're getting an understanding of what blockchain might not be good for now, whereas in the first one it was the solution for everything, and perhaps not. But we're getting the idea that, for example, these digital public infrastructures, where it's not necessarily about making money or about getting rich quick. It's about actually making stuff that helps people, or in the case of your track, wildlife, which I guess we need it too.
And then, of course, what this group does is just totally amazing. And I hope that that even between the different projects, there'll be, as you said, serendipity, and that that those communities will start working together on some of these really tough problems that now may have a potential solution.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add a lot, but I want to give you some time to speak.
No. You're our guest here today. As you might be able to tell, I was talking quite a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
So
now, what I would like to say is that also to Rutger and the team, you keep reinventing yourself. So it's incredibly difficult to be a supporter of you, because every time you support something, you have a new brand and you're doing something else. So we say, okay, yeah, let's go for blockchain. No, we're not blockchain anymore. We are ecosystems. Okay, and you keep evolving. The hackathon keeps evolving. I think that's really important. You keep asking yourself, why am I relevant? How am I relevant to this community? How am I relevant to that community? And how we start bridging those. And especially the process that comes afterwards. So take those brilliant ideas that are just the start of something and taking them into the next phase. And I've been to the 100 Day After event in Heerlen, where the teams came together and they were working. Some of them had pivoted already, but were really working with their sponsors to delivering something that is really tangible and solving some of those issues. And it might be not at the same ambition level, it might be something more practical, or it might be something even at a higher ambition level. That has to work itself out, but it only works if you have a process in play, if you have that commitment of that group to stick with the teams that came up with solutions they may have not thought about, but to give them a sufficient space to run and sufficient coaching as well to go from what is a development of a project, which can be pretty technical, to something that may actually be a business and actually generate healthy income so that it's actually sustainable.
Yeah.
And or turns into a real partnership with this group that has big organizations that are might not that well adapted to actually bringing in those teams from the outside. So that kind of coaching and that kind of ownership needs to be with this group, and I think that's what this hackathon tries to support in the next years.
Yeah. So as Rutger asked you folks, the teams on Friday, please, please, please make room for the unexpected. If you come here and build exactly what you intended to build, you might be missing opportunities. So what I hear you saying is the same over here. Come in with a great, go 1 or 2 steps further, or slightly enough room and enough flexibility and willingness to maybe go 1 or 2 steps further, or slightly right instead of left.
Yeah.
Because then who knows what could happen.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
That's
Anything
it.
else? That's it.
Thanks for the summary.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.